Hey guys, welcome back. Bolt Spider here, and I just woke up to some Yu-Gi-Oh news, and it looks like Melfay are getting some support. It is a total of 4 cards, and let's take a look at them. First up, we have Melfay Wallaby. That image is super tiny. We have also Melfay Salic, cheerful Melface, and Melfay Staring Contest. So first up, let's get to Wallaby. It is a Earth Beast effect with 0 attack, 400 defense, and it's level 2. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. If your opponent normals or special summons a monster, or when this card is targeted for an attack, you can return this card to the hand. Then you can special summon 2 Melface with different names from each other from your deck except Melfay Wallaby. During your end phase, you can special summon this card from your hand. And this card's actually very, very good. I really like that. Next up, we have Melface Salic. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. If a face-up beast monster you control, other than Melface Salic, was returned to the hand, this turn, quick effect, you can special summon this card from your hand. Then immediately after this effect resolves, you can synchro summon using only Melfay monsters in your hand, and this card as a material. During your end phase, if this card is in your graveyard, so it becomes a free material. If it's in your graveyard, target a beast exceed monster you control, attach this card to it as a material. That's actually pretty nice. Now we have cheerful Melfay, cheerful Melface. Let's see what you do. It takes 1 tuner, 1 or more non-tuners, level 4 beast effect monster with 1500 attack and total of 1000 defense. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name once per turn. If this card is special summoned, you can target 1 face-up monster on the field, return it to the hand. If your opponent normals or special summons a monster, or when this card is targeted for an attack, you can return this card to the extra deck. Then you can special summon 1 Melfay Exceed from your extra deck. Okay, so it tags out. Very, very interesting. That is one thing I have to say. Next up, we have the Melface Staring Contest. You can only use the first effect of this card's name once per turn. You can reveal 1 beast monster in your hand, add 1 Melfay monster with a different name from your deck or graveyard to the hand. And if you do, place the revealed monster on the bottom of the deck. At the start of your battle phase, of your opponent's battle phase, you can reveal any number of Melfay monsters in your hand and keep them revealed during the battle phase. Monsters your opponent controls loses attack equal to the combined attack and defense of all monsters being revealed by this card's second effect. A continuous spell card that does that, that's very interesting. And we also have Tierra Lore, so there is that as well. I wonder if there's anything else, because we have the Scarecrows, we have that, and that's about it, I think. Tierra Lore. Oh, this is a new archetype. Tierra Lore. They are a dark aqua. Totally awesome. Can be ran. That is interesting. And I think that there's other cards that haven't been translated yet. So there's that. Now let's get into it. So they're all dark aqua. That's a thing I'm not going to enjoy. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can send the top 3 cards of your deck to the graveyard. If this card is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you can fusion summon 1 fusion monster from your extra deck by placing the fusion materials mentioned from your hand, field, and or graveyard on the bottom of the deck in any order, including this card. Wait, what? This is kind of broken. That's actually kind of broken. Milling for your materials? That's yikes. We have Tierra Hafunis. I think that's what it is. You have a dark aqua effect, level 3, 1600 and 1000. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. When your opponent activates a monster effect on the field, quick effect, you can special summon this card from your hand, and if you do, send the top 3 cards of your deck to the graveyard. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can fusion summon it. So I think that they all would share this second effect. Okay, we haven't had a new fusion deck since Albaz. And we have Charlemagne's Shaylin. It's a dark with 1800 and 1300. It's a level 4. So you can make a Bahamut chart. Actually, no, it's a dark, so it's not water. You can only use the first and second effect of this card once per turn. Second effect is exactly the same, but the first effect, during your main phase, you can special summon this card from your hand, and if you do, send 1 monster from your hand to the graveyard, then send 3 cards from the top of your deck to the graveyard. So, who's going to address to them that this is probably going to be a bad idea? Charlemagne's Rhino Heart, level 4 warrior. Why are you the only different one? Why is that image so small? I kind of want to see a better image, because I kind of want to see what they look like. Okay, yeah, I'm also waiting on a few cards. Let's take a look at cheerful Melface real quick. That's actually pretty nice. But so Rhino Heart is 1500, 2100. If this card is normal or special summon, you can send 1 Charlemagne's monster from your deck to the graveyard, except Rhino. Oh, Rhino Heart. Rhino Heart. Okay. And if this is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you can special summon it, but banish it when it leaves the field. And if you do, it sends 1 from your hand to the graveyard. Interesting. So we have Charlemagne's Kick Colossus. It is a Dark Aqua Fusion, level 5, 2300, 1200. 1 Charlemagne monster and 1 Aqua monster. You can only use the first, second, and third effect of this card's name each once per turn. Okay, that's very interesting. If this card is special summoned, you can take 1 Charlemagne monster from your deck, either add it to your hand or send it to the graveyard. So, free Foolish Burial. Interesting. Or free Rhoda. That's also interesting. Next up, looks like we have the boss monster. We have Charlemagne's Kaleido Heart. It's a Fiend Fusion, level 9 Dark, 3000, 3000. It takes the previous fusion monster and 2 Aqua monsters. Cannot be used as a fusion material. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. Already off to a good start because it cannot be used as fusion material, so it gets around things like super polymerization for Dragostapelia or Starving Venom. If this card is special summoned or another Aqua is sent to the... Okay. If this card is special summoned or another Aqua monster is sent to your graveyard by a card effect while this card is on your field, you can target 1 card your opponent controls, shuffle it into the deck. It's a free Nightmare Unicorn once per turn. Oh no. And if this card is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you can special summon it. And if you do, it sends a Charlemagne card from your deck to the graveyard. And here's a bigger image. Oh, that's really cool. I want to see if I can get bigger images. And here's the other fusion monster. She is adorable. Oh no, this is waifu bait. This is 100% waifu bait. And we just read that. Yes, we did. Next up, we have Pirlano, the Primal Parallel Ruined Realm. I don't want to save that. I want to see how big the image... These images are small PD... org. So, it's a field spell. You can only activate 1 card with this card's name per turn. And you can only use the third effect of this card's name once per turn. When this card resolves, you can add 1 Charlemagne's monster or a Bias Starfrost from your deck to your hand. Fusion monsters and tar limit monsters you control gain 500 attack. If a tar limit monsters is returned from your field and or graveyard to the deck or extra deck, you can target one card on the field, destroy it. Interesting. Tar limit Metanoise. It is a normal trap card. You can only use one of the two effects once of this card's name, once per turn, and only once that turn. If you control a tar element monster or via Starfrost, target one face-up monster controls, change it to face-down defensive position, then you send a Tierra Lore monster from your deck to the graveyard. So it's just the Book of Moon to Foolish. Konami, stop. If this card is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you can target one tar element monster in your graveyard, add to your hand. Nice, actually. Then we have tar element Salic. It is a continuous trap card. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. You can, if you control a tar element monster via a Starfrost, you can target one effect monster your opponent controls, negate its effects, then send one monster you control to the graveyard. That's kind of a interesting. That is very interesting. If this card is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you can add one Tierra Lore monster from your deck to your hand. That's very interesting. And then the final card, we have Charlemagne's Crime Counter Trap. You can only use one of the first and second effect of this card's name once per turn. And only once that turn. When a spell, trap, or monster effect is activated and you control Tierra Lore or a via Starfrost, negate the activation, and if you do, shuffle that card into the deck, then send one monster from your hand to the graveyard. For a counter trap, that's actually very good. If this card is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you can target one of your banished tar element monsters and add it to your hand. That is very cool. I really like that. And it looks like this is the one card that I am missing out of everything. This is Dragon King Kulika, the Cherub. It's a fire level 1 fairy effect. 1500 attack and 1500 defense. Cannot be normal summoned or set. Must be special summoned by tributing all face-up monsters on the field that had activated their effects this turn while they were in your opponent's monster zones. Gains 1500 attack for each monster tributed for this card's summoning procedure. During your end phase, you can target one monster in your opponent's graveyard, special summon it to your field. You can only use this effect of Dragon King Kulika, or Kulika, the Cherub, once per turn. This card just says, fuck your board. Now, let's get some images. So, this is a field spell. That field spell definitely looks interesting. We already have that. But overall, this archetype seems very interesting. We have the counter trap. That looks kind of scary, honestly. Then we have a closer up image of our lovely card that we just read. And I feel like that this is going to be the next big card. Then we have our Salic. So that is interesting. Starfrost hanging out with them. And then we have, oh no. We have Metanosis. Interesting. So they got attracted to there. Here's a better image of the Fusion Monster, even though we just looked at it. So the Fusion Monster looks interesting. I would like to see all of it up close, like an image like this. It looks definitely interesting. It reminds me of Ice Jade, though. Next, we have the new one. This looks like a enemy to Starfrost. This feels like that it's going to be the enemy to Starfrost, like the other one was from the Scareclaws. And this one is Tarlement's Miru, which is right up here. It is that one. No? Right here, Miru. I really like this archetype, actually. Then we have the Sharon. That... Oh, yes. Very punish. And we have the fusion monster, which is Ketokaros. And finally we have this one, being the level 3. Now, I wonder if there's any other random cards, because that is a good question. And I feel like that they are going to have a few more cards coming soon. Because I would like to see the images of the Melface. We could definitely see what this one is. We could see what... We know what the cheerful is. Sealy, we can kind of see what it looks like. And I think Wallaby is the cutest. And I'm going to end off here, because I don't want to stretch this video out too much longer. But anyways, I've been Bolt Spider. I hope you guys did enjoy. And just double checking in case... that explains this card now. It is a reverse Nebiru, and it is the ghost rare for OCG. So I could say that this is going to be a secret rare for us, since it's going to be a new series of cards being level 1. But I want to know what you guys think about these cards. I really do. But anyways, see you guys in the next video, and goodbye.